Okay, so Ruud van Nistelrooy played with Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca at Malaga over a decade ago, and we'll hear from Maresca in a moment. But first, here's Van Nistelrooy on taking the reins at Old Trafford on an interim basis.
It's going to be a short job as an interim. That was communicated very clear, and I was happy with that. I felt that I was called upon to help the club forward in this situation, and obviously it was difficult, you know, and that Eric had to leave. I was very disappointed, obviously with mixed feelings, but after that you have to switch and the mindset to win, because in the end 75,000 people waiting and celebrating and millions watching at home. So I think that's what we try to do, and same for Sunday. I have to say it was special to come back to this club and to the city that I liked and I loved so much and still do, and I enjoy it. I enjoy being around Manchester and enjoy working with the players and staff here.
I will give him a big hug on Sunday before the game, and yeah, we expected a tough game. So,
what are your memories of playing with him?
First of all, fantastic guy, humble, very professional. Unfortunately, I share with him a time when he was already finished in terms of player. But even with that, you can see how good he was.
Teammates at Malaga in the 2011-2012 season, Van Nistelrooy and Maresca now head-to-head as managers on Sunday. Chelsea will be looking at this week at Manchester United, all the hype around this new manager, all the focus on off-the-field issues. Yep. And they'll be thinking, oh, great, we can just focus on the game, will they?
Yeah, they're not going to be thinking about anything that's going on off the field, I don't think. They'll be looking, and from a personal perspective, I would say, right, let's go and burst their bubble. Let's go and ruin their party, because everybody's excited. Everybody's over the moon happy that Manchester United have got a new manager. Let's go and ruin it. Let's make them uncomfortable. Chelsea are really, really good in turning possession, in how quickly they attack down either wing, through the middle. Cole Palmer's been outrageously fantastic again for another season. But their attacking threat is brilliant. There's not many teams in the league, I think, that have conceded more than Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So defensively, they look relatively good as well, with exception to the cup
Chelsea.
Game. Yeah. There's room for improvement. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Nobody in the league is perfect. You look at Man City; they're not even perfect. Sure, and for me, they're still arguably the best team in the league. But Chelsea Enzo seems to know what his favourable starting 11 and 3 subs off the bench are. So he's sticking with that, and he's got all of the players playing with a level of confidence, self-belief, and they look fantastic. They really, really do. And I actually think they might be a cheeky shout for a European spot, possibly Champions League.
Yeah, and when you've got Cole Palmer in the squad, who's capable of magic, every time we talk about him or we ask his teammates about him, they just, you know, they love that he's in their team right now. What are we calling it? Pre-assist against Newcastle to pick out Neto, and then the goal that he scored himself. And he's got a great record against United of late. Scored 4 against them last season.
Yeah, but I think this will be a battle, Jules. I really do. I mean, it might well be that he ends up being the jewel in the crown and the decisive contributor to the game. But I think he'll have to fight for it because, listen, we know that when he's on the ball and when he's in situations where the pressure's on him, he can deliver. But this was against a Ten Hag side that were all over the place, that were fragile, that couldn't see out a victory or even a draw. This side under Van Nistelrooy, you could see how well he fit the chair. He was sitting there, he had that assuredness about him.
Hyped the fans up before.
Hyped the fans up before. And I think all of these players now, as Jermaine was rightly saying, they're now fighting to be in Amorim's team. They know what the state of play is. They know that he's just minding the store and that Amorim's going to come along. He'll be watching from wherever, and he's going to be seeing who is up for it now, who's fighting for it, who wants to be part of my plans. I was asking Jermaine during the VT, I know I should have been paying attention, forgive me, but I was asking Jermaine about what formation he will play, because Amorim plays a 3-4-3 formation. I was saying, will he play that way? And Jermaine, you were saying,
I think he will. I think in possession, he'll go with the 3-4-3. One of the holding centre midfield players will drop in to make a 3 at the back. And he'll have the wing backs high and wide. And everything that goes on behind the forwards will be intricate. There'll be a lot of movement. He likes really quick-paced players, and Manchester United have that in abundance, you know. Out of possession, I think they'll drop back, the two fullbacks will drop back into a narrow 4 and just really pack out the centre midfield places. Don't leave any spaces for players like Cole Palmer to try and exploit.
But I think a couple of things. I think Amorim picks that team, right? And I know we will.
He was asked about it in the press conference, though, and he's
never going to admit it. But I agree with Aaron.
Definitely knows. But you guys think no?
I think yes, because he's going to want to try and imprint his DNA on the team now. And in that way, when he does take over and during the international break, the players will have an idea of the type of football he wants to play and the way that he wants them to set up, etc. And it will make his job that much easier. So then he'll have the almost 2 weeks during international break to really implement his style.
Ruud van Nistelrooy is also in such an awkward position because, you know, it's his moment. He is in charge now. This will be on the record. He got that big win in midweek as interim boss, but he's also hoping to stay on.
But he's in a it's win-win situation because those players are going to be fighting for him. And if they get that win, they're going to be fighting for Amorim. So if they win, the credit goes to Van Nistelrooy. But it's Amorim's setup. It's Amorim, as Jermaine's been spelling out. It's his blueprint for the way that he wants to play. As I said, I think this will be a fight. I know, as a journalist, I kind of want to see Cole Palmer do what he did last season. But I think this will be a battle. I think at some points it may even be ugly because they will want to show that they are prepared to fight to be in Amorim's plans. And I think as you talk about the midfield being packed up and space being denied to players, I think tempers will fray because Chelsea will want to rattle those cages, but I don't think they'll be as defensively weak as they were in that match that we just saw there. I think this will be a very different United, the United that Amorim wants to take charge of.
All right, another round of English Premier League coming up this weekend. Chelsea going to Old Trafford to face Manchester United, who recently sacked their manager Ten Hag and hired Ruben Amorim. But Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was Ten Hag's assistant manager, will take the match against Chelsea, and he will be in charge until the upcoming international break when Amorim will take over. It's going to be one hell of a match. Manchester United players, they had a reaction against Leicester City, beating Leicester City 5-2. So they are in high spirits going into this game, and they are playing at home, and Old Trafford will be rocking. That's definitely Old Trafford will be rocking, and the fans will be expecting the players to turn up, and the players also will be playing with a lot of energy, knowing fully well that the new manager will definitely have interest in that game. Their new manager Amorim will definitely watch that game to know, who is putting in the shifts or not. It's normal thing that you expect from players when there is a new manager. Everybody will put in extra yards, extra effort to make the team, because new manager means everybody's position is under threat. You have to earn it back. So all the players they are going to try to earn their place back. But facing Chelsea, who are also in top form, don't forget that they beat Newcastle 2-0 at Stamford Bridge last weekend. Of course, they lost 2-2. They beat Newcastle 2-1, at Stamford Bridge last weekend, and lost 2-0 at St James's Park. But with a brand new second 11. So don't read too much into that. Let's focus on the game at hand. They are going to play their rested first 11, well rested, 1 week rest for that first 11. The likes of Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, Madueke. Even though Madueke plays some minutes against Newcastle, but that's done much. Neto, who is in hot form, and then the midfield pivots, Caicedo and Livia. Well, Chelsea, they are getting transformed almost every week, and people do not notice. They just added, from the Liverpool game, they just added Reece James and Lavia into the team, and that's extra technical security and extra high-level footballers. And Lavia alone changed that midfield dynamics. Now it's no longer Enzo dropping deep to help Caicedo. Now it's Lavia and Caicedo in a pivot, and both of them are physically better, stronger than Enzo Fernandez. They duel better than Enzo Fernandez. So them plus Reece James coming back playing as one of the centre backs. Hybrid fullback, yes, but probably technically a centre back off the ball, out of possession, a centre back. So Chelsea, they are getting better, despite the fact that they are looking good, but they are still getting better. And this is going to be another challenge, just like when they went to Anfield to play Liverpool. This is going to be another challenge. They are going to play Manchester United, who are hungry to show their new manager what they are capable of, and then the fans who have a new lease of life, who will be shouting on top of their voices to push the players to victory. So it's gonna be a hard game for Chelsea, but they are very, very good side. The way they handled Liverpool at Anfield, tells me that they are not going to be swallowed by the Old Trafford fans or the occasion at the Old Trafford. They are going to give their all. But if it's good enough, will it be good enough? Only time will tell. But it's gonna be a very entertaining encounter. Expect goals from both sides. Both sides defensively are not top. No, they are not too good defensively. Attacking wise, both sides can attack, they can score goals. So expect goals from both sides. And then the better side, obviously, the one that will make the least mistakes will win the game. That's the way I see it. It's gonna be tough. It can go either way. But the team that will make the least amount of mistakes on the day will win this game.